Hi and welcome to episode 16 of the Load Down podcast. With dry January now coming to an end and the build up to the next download announcement due, we talk through the last logo bands from the first announcement that will be playing at download in 2025.
This is the Load Down podcast.
Good evening, Johnny.
Good evening.
How are we doing?
I'm okay, mate. Yeah, not too bad.
Nearly the end of January. It's been an everlasting month, hasn't it?
It has been very slow with our dry January. Dry January.
Need something to look forward to. And we had, I'm itching for a gig and we nearly got to one, didn't we, this week? So
We did.
we booked some tickets to go and see Trivium and Bullet, the old Poison Descendancy tour, and nearly got there, but other things have taken precedence, unfortunately, and we had to sell our tickets, didn't we?
We have, yeah.
Disappointing.
And shit happens, doesn't it? And that's all cool.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we need to. We
said,
need to scratch that itch, do you know what
we
I
did.
mean?
Well, I said, I'll just stick them on. We'll knock them down by 20 quid. And then Johnny sent me the link to the tickets, and I clicked on it, and I was like, holy shit, they're cheap tickets. I might buy them.
Tickets on 20.
Yeah. Nearly bought me on tickets.
Yeah, they went in minutes, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's, unfortunate. But we have booked another gig in its place for further in the year.
Yeah, we are going back to probably our favourite rock bar in the country.
Oh, man.
And
yeah.
that is the Waterloo Bar.
Yeah, in Blackpool.
It is absolutely fantastic. So if people haven't been, imagine you've got a big pub with bar down the middle. One half is a really cool rock bar on the left hand side.
Yeah.
Over towards the bowling green, because it used to be a very famous bowling venue.
Did,
It used to hold the national championships. It used to be televised and all that sort of jazz. And on that side, there's like a rock bar. They've made like a bit of a Lemmy's bar sort of thing, haven't
got
they?
loads of memorabilia in there and stuff.
Yeah. And then on the right hand side, as you come in, is almost like a miniature sort of Manchester Academy sort of venue, innit? Like just like a rectangular, like miniature gig room. Probably only holds about 300 people. But
If that,
yeah. So we've been there before. We went to see Jeff Tate of Queensryche.
That was one of the most surreal gigs I think
Yeah.
we'll ever been to and will ever go to.
Yeah.
I think watching him do Operation Mindcrime in full in a small pub in Blackpool.
It was very strange. And I think he even found it strange because
He
he commented, he said, this is the smallest place I've ever played. And we've seen a few tributes, and I've also seen Blaze Bayley there before, and that's who we're going to see.
We're going to go and see.
In May. He's playing his debut solo album, Infinite Entanglement's the new one. It is Silicon Messiah.
Right.
25th anniversary. So he's doing that. Bit of his new album and some Maiden classics.
Tracks.
Yeah, so we're going to try and go. I've just bought a camper van, haven't I?
Yeah, that's pretty exciting, that, mate. That is a fantastic purchase.
Yeah, a family member was selling it fairly cheap, so that's been me. I've been tea-cutting it all weekend, and then I've just pushed my finger through a hole in it and made about a 10p size hole in the front bit. So yeah, it might just be a pile of rust by the time download
When
comes
you said you were sprucing it up this weekend, I just remembered when you said you were going to... Jane, Mike's wife, had a Ford car years ago and it had a little bit of rust on it, so Mike decided to buy some silver spray paint and from Halfords and just cover up that tiny little section, which is only maybe the size of your hand. And Mike rang us and drove up the street and he'd done the whole car. It, like a child had just gone to town and spray painted the whole car. Do you remember?
It looked absolutely awful.
So that's what I was expecting to pull up to today.
Yeah.
All just spray painted.
No, I've matured slightly. Maybe pushing holes in it, but yeah, it's not all stripy. And Jane burst into tears when she saw it. Her car that time. I was like, oh God. We had to go and see my father-in-law to rescue me. We had to get petrol on rags, didn't we? And
we did,
it all
yeah.
up.
We were scrubbing it for hours.
You know, one of them things where you just think, it's going to get better. Like, I'm following the instructions on the can to the letter.
Yeah.
Eventually, it's going to start looking like it should. And then the more I did, they've just got worse. I was just digging and digging and digging a hole for myself. And yeah, that was a...
Like someone who just...
it was like a vandalite.
Like someone had nicked your car.
Yeah.
It's pretty big. So yeah, lots of new adventures in that, mate. That'd be great this year for you guys.
Yeah, so we're going to go and pitch up somewhere and go and watch a great gig in a great venue. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And what else we got? I was looking forward to the Trivium thing, I must say. I saw the set list from last night. So it's Monday night now. They played Cardiff first night yesterday, second night tonight. Trivium just did Ascendancy and then they finished with In Waves. Bullet, despite saying they're going to do the Poison in full, didn't do the Poison in full, I don't think.
Strange.
They dropped one and then they added Knives instead, which is a kind of forgettable new song. And then they finished with Waking the Demon. The stage show looked cool.
Yeah, I had a look at that actually. I saw a couple of videos. Trivium sounded fucking fantastic.
They're just such a powerful live band now. Since they've added that new drummer, Alex Bent, is it?
I'm not sure.
He's just an absolute
he's
machine.
insane. Don't know what he's called, but yeah.
Yeah, he's just like a metronome.
Yeah.
Because they're not easy songs, are they?
Fucking hell, no.
I wonder if they play with clicks.
Maybe.
But yeah, just absolutely fantastic band live these days. I hope to see them back at Download. I was really hoping we'd get them this year, but obviously they're doing Bloodstock instead. I was hoping we'd get both. I thought it'd be a great one to run.
Yeah, it would.
Somewhere, but...
And even if you struck a deal where they did both festivals, do you know what I mean? Just get Bullet on Bloodstock as well.
Yeah, trade-off.
Just do a trade-off, so we'll do both. Keep everyone happy.
That would be nice. But yeah, so Bullet can't even do a fucking album tour properly.
Yeah,
so they dropped Hit the Floor.
Right.
And then it raised memories of the Pilot Festival, which I thought was going to be a bit of a crowning moment for them. I thought that was going to be the knock back on the door to look at us. We've come here, we've done this set, and we have, we should be back in that headline discussion.
Yeah.
And they pretty much bloody phoned it in.
Yeah, I really enjoyed them. They were brilliant, and maybe it was the whole production cost thing because they were doing it for free, weren't they? But I was expecting something pretty special, I would say.
Yeah, so this is recollection from the forum because I mentioned it a while back that I thought they didn't seize a good opportunity there. So the Burning Blue from the Download Festival forum said, at the Pilot, they looked like they were playing at the end of a long touring cycle. Considering they were the last band that weekend and how many bands would have killed for that opportunity, it really irked me. Most of the bands seemed ecstatic to be there too. And then someone else, Shorty, I can never say this, Short Eye, says, yeah, haven't seen Bullet for years at this point either, and I love Bullet for the most part. But the fact I walked away from that set partway through after we'd been a whole year without live music really was something. And someone else said the same from last night. I got bored halfway through the Matt Tuck show. And then someone else said they had... Bullet had an intro that showed their early days, but it was 98% Matt Tuck.
It does feel a bit that way.
Yeah, surprised his ego allowed him to share the stage with another band. But Trivium were firing on all cylinders. They look so happy to be doing it.
Yeah.
Which, like we've said before, we've said about Skindred, we've said about so many bands, Powerwolf.
Yeah.
Bands that look happy to be there. It's just totally infectious.
It is, yeah. Makes you want to be there. Doesn't
it does. So I hope Bullet sort that shit out for by the time we get to Download, because I am looking forward to seeing them again. I just hope they, bring it.
Yeah, they got you, haven't they?
Get excited.
Really
They need a bit of dirt under the nails again, I think. A bit of grit and a bit of aggression.
I will be honest, I was looking forward probably more for Trivium than I was Bullet if we'd have got there this week.
Yeah, they're alternating closing, aren't they?
Yeah, it's quite interesting, that, isn't it?
Yeah, Within Temptation and Evanescence did the same on their tour. But I don't think it worked very well for Within Temptation, that, because apparently the nights a lot of people kind of cleared off.
Oh, did they?
That's the other risk as well, because you're never going to have.
I'd argue Evanescence are a much bigger band.
I would as well, and they're a lot more of a rarity over here.
But yeah, fair play to them for doing that. And I've been watching a couple of the videos as well that Trivium and Bullet have been doing, like a almost podcast type
Podcasty round the table thing.
Yeah, it's quite cool.
Yeah, I liked it. It sent me back to those days myself,
Yeah,
the 2005. I don't know, I was a bit confused back then. I was still flirting with like the indie music as well.
Yeah.
Because indie was having a right resurgence in 2005, wasn't it? With the Arctic Monkeys, Killers. It was quite a...
And I'd say that our local music scene as well was very much
very indie,
wasn't it?
yeah.
Everything. And it attracted, we had a local venue called the Canteen.
Yeah.
Attracted quite a lot of bands in the end. Shikari played there at the start. But yeah, lots of up-and-coming indie bands came through there. And
yeah, they
I
did.
had like a Lego haircut and all sorts.
Yeah,
And
top man.
still wear cardigans now, but that was the... we were just clones of each other, weren't we?
Yeah. But that indie rock going up to as heavy as Muse was pop then, wasn't it? It was like pop music.
Yeah.
So you'd go from like your Franz Ferdinands and Keane up to about, through Arctic Monkeys, Libertines, Keane, the Killers, Muse. There was just so much good indie really, and then it sort of started tailing off a little bit.
We always had metal in our veins though, mate.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I was still.
But there wasn't, as in our school, so that was, like 2005, 2006 when I was leaving school. It's like me and my mates were all in a metal band, I spoke about that before. There wasn't that many people in our school or listening to that type of music at all. It was very indie or donk or whatever, whatever it was. Everyone was listening
happy
to
hardcore.
MC and happy hardcore and stuff. But so yeah, there wasn't much of it. But God, it was good, and we were out kicking all the time, and every pub was rammed full of rock and metal bands. It was great.
God, we sound like old men.
Yeah,
now.
we do. We're moaning.
I can't remember the last time I saw a band in a pub. I can't. Well, you've struggled to find a pub, never mind a band on in a pub.
Yeah,
but it used to be. I mean, even when we were underage drinking, it was still, you'd go down like the Friars, wouldn't you? There'd be a band on every weekend.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah. And it just, all died
Maybe
off.
that's why we're itching to get to a gig so much, because we don't see them that much.
No, that's right. Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on the Waterloo. Everyone else keep an eye on the Waterloo as well. Big shout out to them.
Hell of a venue. One of the best venues in the Northwest by far.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of rock and metal, real good family kind of vibe in there.
Nice
there?
atmosphere.
Everyone seems really
atmosphere.
nice, and get quite a lot of bikers in there and stuff.
Yeah.
They've really turned that venue into something pretty incredible, I would say.
Yeah, and a lot of the artists do like meet and greets for free as well.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
Blaze Bailey's doing a free meet and greet before.
Brilliant. Oh, cool. Oh, that's the sort of
merch stand.
And it says something. It's quite telling when you can get artists like that to come to what would look like a pub from the outside.
Well, the bands of it. I mean, they had the Wild Hearts reunion show.
They've done a few gigs there, haven't they?
Yeah, they had Uli John Roth. Mm-hmm. They've had Ugly Kid Joe.
Oh yeah,
they've had some like real names.
Yeah,
Mike Gray did a show there. They have like full weekend festival sort of things as well. So.
Yeah, they do that. I think they do that Motorhead festival.
To do that, there is that tribute is on.
I think there's like 5 or 6 Motorhead tributes. They just play all.
I'm
sure it is.
I like Motorhead, but that's going to get old.
I am absolutely positive.
It's a
I'm going to have a look while we're chatting.
I do like Motorhead, but I think 6-7 solid hours of them.
I think they had an AC/DC one as well.
Yeah, I did see that.
Where they had
Bonfest or something.
Oh, no sleep. Hang on. No sleep till Blackpool. Yeah. For 2 days wall to wall.
2 days wall to wall, Motorhead. Good luck telling the songs apart after 2 days.
Motorheadache, Stone Deaf Forever.
Because Phil
and our mate James's band Motorbeard from Barrow. Yeah, no sleep till Blackpool.
Because Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons played there as well.
They did. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll big up the guys at
Yeah.
Moorhead. We just have done for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm at Moorhead at Waterloo.
The Waterloo.
Tell it's a late one tonight, can't you?
Yeah.
And tonight, our 0% beer.
Yeah. It sounds like we're being sponsored by 0% beer
It
and the
does,
Waterloo.
And the Waterloo, but really not. This is from Big Drop Brewing Company. Pine Trail Pale Ale.
Not sponsored. It's just something we picked up.
Got it from Booths.
It's very nice.
It is. It is quite nice, considering, again, alcohol-free. But I've just been away for the weekend with the family. I've been on 0% Guinness and
You've done well.
beers all weekends, and they were all boozing. And do you know what? Didn't feel any different.
Nah, it's
I've
good.
just realised I just like the taste of a pint.
I do like
and
the
I just
taste.
like having. I think it's habit. We were watching the football on Sunday and watched a couple of films. Just nice to sit there with a nice cold beer. Doesn't matter if it's got alcohol in it or not for me.
No, that's right. I mean, if it tastes right, I do like the taste of a beer. And it used to be that you couldn't really get them. We've said it before, but they just, if you'd have passed me that and not told me that was a 0%er, I'd be like,
a clue, would you?
no,
So I'm going to do February as well. I'm going to push it into February.
that's good. I don't think I'm going to last that long. 'Cause I've got shit going on, but
Got stuff going on.
yeah, I might last to maybe Wednesday. But yeah, it's been the best part of 4 weeks.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it actually.
Yeah, it'll do me good. So we're going to do, tonight we are going to move on to the initial lineup announcements, final logo act. So we'll have a little pause. We'll get our shit together really. But yeah, we've got some, as we've gone further down this lineup. Obviously, there's bands that are newer to me and Johnny. Bands that we know them all. We know of them all at the very least, but it's not like the top ones that are kind of ingrained in your sort of
That's it.
day-to-day knowledge of metal. So yeah, let's have a little pause and then we'll reconvene.
This is the Lowdown Podcast.
So then let's have a look.
All right.
We will start with, I think, possibly the most controversial booking Download's ever done,
I'd agree.
and that is the boys in Mcfly. So we obviously had Busted last year. I think that opened the doors wide open for Mcfly. I think people even walking out of the tent would have thought, yeah. But yeah, a lot of backlash. I've seen comments on other festivals like, well, at least they're not booking shit like Mcfly. What do you think?
Not as excited as I was for Busted.
No.
I'd say I think they're a much lighter version.
Yeah.
Much lighter tracks. But guaranteed, wherever they play it, it'll be fucking rammed.
It's going to be rammed, isn't it?
Which is telling, isn't it, of the festival and whether it's a good booking or not.
Like we said, there's plenty of people where Mcfly will have been a gateway band. They listen to pop, then they'll listen to Mcfly, who've got a bit of guitars, a little bit of light riffs going on.
Yeah.
They're not like Busted, who were pretty much a pop punk band.
Yeah.
Moulded into a pop band. They were a pop band.
Yeah. And I think maybe because a lot of the bands we're seeing over that weekend, they don't get a lot of radio time, do they? They don't get a lot of airtime. They don't get a lot of TV time, to be honest.
No.
Whereas these bands are now, fucking hell, you can't turn on ITV or Channel 4 without seeing people from those bands.
No.
So we're not used to it. We're not used to that level of exposure with those bands being all over. I mean, they've all been in the jungle. They've all been on dancing on.
Yeah, you're not getting anyone from Meshuggah reading a bedtime story.
You're not getting James Hetfield flying around on ice skates here, but it's a strange one. But I do think they'll go down very, very well.
There's an idea for your ITV. James Hetfield
Heavy
on
metal
ice.
on ice.
But yeah, interestingly for me at least, there was the Slam Dunk surprise set, and for that festival, the first time there was that surprise set, it was Mcfly. Went down an absolute storm. Yeah. And then Busted did it the following year, so it's almost flipped on its head.
Yeah.
If the original leak, when they say leak, when they put the bands on the app, they actually put what stage they were playing on. And Mcfly were on third, so they were on Avalanche. So
Ah, right.
That's
okay, I didn't
suggesting,
know that.
yeah, it's suggesting again that they're just going to slot straight
Shove 'em in
into
the
that.
tent. Fucking
Shove them
hell.
in the tent, probably.
Why?
I know.
That's crazy.
I mean, it'd go down well afternoon, second stage,
Yeah, it would.
earlier main stage, just as a bit of
Yeah.
light relief. But yeah, I can see that unless they change tack with it.
And you might tell me that I'm wrong here, but like I said, they get a lot of radio time. We see them everywhere. But also the way those bands come together, very manufactured, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're not five mates jamming in a garage who all of a sudden become a huge heavy metal band. They're kind of brought together by
No, that's true.
But whether or not that exists in the rock and heavy metal world, I'm not too sure.
I think it probably does, but I don't want to slag them off too much because I'd love one day to get some bands in on a talk. So
Yeah.
we love you all.
It's a different, and this is why I think it's so controversial. It's the different worlds.
Yeah.
The totally different bands, different genres, all colliding now within the Downloads third tent.
I still
which is
think
great.
they're a real band.
Oh yeah,
they
well,
write
yeah,
their
I'm
own
not
music,
saying
play their
that.
own
Yeah,
instruments.
I mean, they're fucking talented guys, aren't they?
Yeah, it's not like a lot of people are saying, "What next? We're getting 5." Do you know what I mean? And crap like that.
Oh, the musicians.
Yeah,
yeah,
the musicians, songwriters, and they'll put on a hell of a show.
Yeah.
If you, I if it doesn't clash, I'll try and get in that
we'll be
tent.
there. Yeah, 100%.
But I think if they put them on the Friday with Weezer, Green Day, if Weezer are on the Friday, I'm just presuming that. But then I'd probably be just getting a good slot for them.
And you're going to
rid
see
of
them
it all.
anyway as well, like, yeah? You got to take
Yeah. Well, yeah, Mcfly. Got to see him, in November. Busted versus Mcfly.
Yeah. I hadn't realised the crossover with Busted and McFly.
No, well, should we do?
Yeah.
We've got our bios again, courtesy of All Music, but and of course we will credit the writers where credit's due. So, Johnny, do you want to take away with the McFly?
Yeah, I'll do this one then. This is by Matt Collar, McFly bio. London's McFly rose to fame in the 2000s, emerging in the wake of similar British pop act Busted's success and winning over fans with their boyish charm, lively pop-punk anthems. However, while Busted shares commonalities with the punk-edged accessibility of acts like Blink-182 and Simple Plan, McFly owed a bit more musically to bands like the Beach Boys. They topped the UK charts with 2004 album debut Room on the Third Floor, spawning hits like Five Colours in Her Hair, obviously, and That Girl. They again reached number one with 2005's Wonderland, taking home the Brit Award for Best Pop Act that same year. They've remained chart favourites, reaching the UK top 20s with 2006 Motion in the Ocean, 2008's Radioactive, and 2010's Above the Noise. In 2014, they released McBusted, the eponymous debut from the combined McFly and Busted supergroup, following a greatest hits tour and live album.
So we skip on to the roots there.
Yeah.
So the roots of McFly go back to 2001. So this is what you were on about
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
When singer-guitarist Tom Fletcher auditioned for the pop-punk group Busted. However, instead of joining the band, he signed on to the group's songwriting team. And it was in this capacity he eventually met singer-guitarist Danny Jones and began collaborating on their own material. By 2003, they'd officially formed a band, adding bassist, vocalist Dougie Pointer and drummer Harry Judd, and then named themselves, obviously, after Michael J. Fox's character from Back to the Future. McFly released Room on the Third Floor in the fall of 2004 on Universal, went straight to number one, an achievement that landed them in the Guinness Book of World Records as the youngest band ever to do so.
Wow.
So I suppose it was a fairly organic formation. I actually quite like that Room on the Third Floor song.
Yeah.
Do you remember the video?
Yeah.
With them all in like a Airfix pack sort of thing, and with all that was all right. That.
So Tom Fletcher auditioned for Busted.
Yeah.
Never got in.
He said he
Apparently he
was
got
in for
in.
about 24 hours.
Yeah, and then they've replaced him with Charlie Simpson, didn't they? I think.
Yeah. I wonder how many other download bands have got a Brit Award.
Yeah,
Probably none.
probably not. So yeah, funny how they're huge, aren't they? They are.
Oh yeah, it's.
I mean, they're an arena filling band again.
Yeah.
Playing on a third stage tent.
Yeah, which I mean, the purists are going to mourn.
Yeah.
As long as I'm all for it. As long as it doesn't grow into from one band to two bands to four bands to a whole afternoon.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then it does start diluting. One band doing a bit of a comic relief set in the tent. It's not harming anyone. Just go and watch something else.
It'd be fucking good fun. It'd be good fun.
It will. So, just this on a poster alone is just worth the ticket price for me. Mcfly and Meshuggah, right next to each other in the logo slots. So originally, Meshuggah weren't a logo slot, were they?
That's right. Yeah,
which struck me as a mistake straight away.
Yeah,
because I think I might have even said it when they did. I said because the icons of a genre.
Yeah,
and they were down in the non-logo acts. I found it very strange. So we'll do a bit of an intro to Meshuggah. If I can find it, I'm back up on the Sex Pistols. So, Meshuggah biography. There's lots of things that are going to test my pronunciation today.
I'm glad you're reading this one because my dyslexia would absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Jordan, when we interviewed Jordan for Korn, he taught me a few pronunciations, asthenia and gent, which I'm still struggling with. So here we go. Meshuggah biography by Tom Jurek. Sweden's experimental metal band Meshuggah play a complex hybrid music of their own design. They combine sweeping math rock, prog, syncopated polyrhythms, and chromatic harmonies drawn from jazz, technical, death metal in polymetered compositions. They're just taking the piss with this. They are both celebrated and maligned for the creation of the gent metal sound. I think they wrote this. It's that complicated. Absolutely. It sounds like this is what the music's like.
You're talking it in 7/8.
Early on, the term intellectual death metal was used to describe their more thrash-oriented albums. Meshuggah's 1991 debut, Contradictions Collapse, changed the course of the genre. A touring juggernaut, they record sporadically. Only 2 more albums appeared in the 1990s. 2002's controversial Nothing slowed tempos, introduced 8-string guitars, and explored tonal dissonance. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on there. The roots are planted in 1985, originally named Metallion. The founding lineup included frontman Roger Olofsson, guitarist Peter Gustafsson and Fredrik Thorndal, bassist Jan Wiklund, and drummer Orjan Lundmark. So there's a lot of places to dive with Meshuggah, I think.
Yeah.
What have you thought about Meshuggah?
They've always kind of bypassed me a little bit, and I'm a bit gutted about that, really, because I've been listening to them quite a bit since they were announced. Absolutely, they've got to be one of the, maybe a bit, no, I'm going to say it, one of the most influential bands in that genre. They have to be.
They're pioneers.
Absolutely paving the way for that type of, I mean, what do we call it?
Well,
Gent.
Is
that what it is?
Yeah, gent. A bit of, like they say, a bit of math rock.
Yeah.
A bit of. I mean, I've got into Opeth a lot in the last few years, and it's not dissimilar to that in certain places. And then the certain places, it's like nothing I've ever heard in my life.
It's got all the makings of everything I want to hear in a band. Yeah. It's got absolutely everything.
Yeah, it's very, very heavy.
It's heavy,
but it's groovy.
It's catchy. It's very clever. So obviously, musicians we love. I mean, I love it, like Tool and Carnival and all that type of stuff.
Yeah,
or time signatures or whatever. But it is just, and when you put that on, put Meshuggah on in your headphones, like you said last week, you just feel like you can go and fucking kick a door down.
It's very heavy. There's other bands that we'll discuss on the podcast that are heavy that I don't quite get.
Yeah,
I don't quite like, but this has got a little bit more swing to it, a little bit more groove. And I think that's the difference with Meshuggah. It's heavy, but it's I can nod my head. I can feel
grit
that.
Your teeth.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Yeah,
which is what I like. And I've put thoughts heavy, but with a good groove. And I've put listen to Bleed, the song, which is a great way in.
Yeah.
Or the Obscene album itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said, it's a pronunciation test, this.
It is.
And they are for fans of Gojira, Amon Amarth. And also I thought from this festival, fans of Ginger and Lorna Shore will probably be quite in.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think if you
crossover.
if you're going for either of those two bands and you haven't heard Meshuggah before, give them a listen.
Have you seen all the there's like memes and like Insta clips of Meshuggah, and it's the start of Bleed that is very iconic, isn't it? Double bass drum.
Yeah.
But it's like there's a guy starting up his old like Triumph Spitfire or something, and it sounds exactly the same. Someone's put the dishwasher on and it's done the same. It's absolutely brilliant. It makes me laugh.
Yeah, how they get their inspiration.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking heavy.
So moving on to another band that have just always been around, as far as I can remember, since we started going to festivals, and that's Apocalyptica. According to the leak, when they put the stages out again, they were apparently on 4th stage, so quite likely to be
Really?
a 4th stage headliner. Yeah. So,
Unlikely we'll see them, I guess. I mean, even if they're on the other stages, I don't know whether we'd
I'm not sure on that.
catch them. We've seen them before. We saw them at Sonosphere.
Sonosphere, I think.
I'd only heard of them because they do some Metallica covers, don't they?
They do quite, famously do Metallica covers. They did an album, I think, and
Yeah,
they did a
they
full
did.
tour.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very good.
Did they tour with them?
They might well have
I think
done.
they might have done.
We'll do our research of it before we do it. Record an episode. Eh?
We will. What are they called again?
Yeah, so Apocalyptica biography by Jason Ankeny. Apocalyptica are a multi-platinum symphonic metal band. That Meshuggah thing's just totally, it's blown my mind. From Helsinki, Finland. They originally formed as a metal tribute quartet and comprised cellists Eikka Toppinen, Antero Manninen, Paavo Lujonen, and Max Leisure. That sounds like a fitness club. And jazz drummer Mikos Siren, who all met at Sibelius Academy. So a very talented group of individuals. So they played together for a short time and adopted a neoclassical metal style of their own without the use of conventional guitars. So yeah, I like them. I can listen to them. I can have them on in my headphones and all that. I'm just not that bothered about seeing them, I don't think.
No, maybe
So there's
a
no
bit of a chilled afternoon or something.
Yeah, I'd watch
It's
it.
not something I'd watch as at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night as a headliner.
Wired for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever listened to... They did some... either some albums or an album with guest singers, and it's really good.
No, I haven't actually.
Really good.
To be honest, I've probably not listened to them since we saw them.
No.
That's Sonosphere, so I'm not doing them justice at all.
No, if they did some of these songs that they've got with singers,
Yeah.
or if they took a touring singer with them, then I think they would be really cool. I'm just trying to think who it was that they... Because there's some quite famous names.
Right.
Yeah, it's the Worlds Collide album from 2007, and it features Corey Taylor, Till Lindemann, Dave Lombardo on drums, Adam Gontier from 3 Days Grace,
Oh, fucking hell.
Christina Scabier from Lacuna Coil. So yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah, some really big names in there. I'm Not Jesus and I Don't Care are really good songs. So yeah, I mean, they're a great talent. If you fancy watching something a bit different,
I should have maybe give them another listen before.
yeah,
the
I mean, they
podcast,
are good.
actually.
I watched a set of theirs where they did the full Metallica stuff, and
Yeah.
it's exciting and interesting
Yeah.
and different. It's just it's not really my thing. But yeah, so I put likely headlining 4th. I've put for fans of heavy metal lift music. So classical metal, no vocals. Listen to Enter Sandman because it's a cracking cover.
Yeah.
Not really much more to say about them, but yeah, I mean, everyone. I think most download attendees will know about Apocalyptica.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
They do a lot. They did. Interestingly, they did the intro to "The Poison" by Bullet from a Valentine.
Really? Right.
Yeah, the intro song is featuring Apocalyptica.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah. So
Cool.
one band
Who have we got
Coming up
next?
next is onto the more extreme ends of things, and it's Cradle of Filth.
Cradle of Filth.
I like Cradle of Filth.
I do like them very much. And we saw them at Bloodstock.
Bloodstock.
What year?
21.
21. It was a blast. Didn't know what to expect. I'd never listened to them before that. A couple of tracks. I really enjoyed them live.
I like them.
I really liked them.
It's a bit silly.
It is.
And it's one of them that if you try and take things too seriously, and they might, but
Yeah.
I don't when I'm watching them, because it's all totally over the top. Hammer House of Horror. You know, very gothic, very Vincent Price. But do you want to
shall I
rifle
have a
through
read?
the old intro?
Yes, this is from Jason Ankeny. The British extreme metal institution Cradle of Filth emerged in 1991 with a style that leaned heavily towards black metal. As the years progressed, their sound evolved as well, with elements of gothic and symphonic metal taking over, resulting in a more commercial approach that yielded internationally charting efforts like Damnation and Today in 2003, Thornography in 2006, Hammer of the Witches 2015, and Existence is Futile in 2021. Cradle of Filth formed in 1991, originally comprised of vocalist Danny Filth, born Daniel Lloyd Davey, guitarist Paul Ryan and his keyboardist brother Benjamin, bassist John Richard and drummer Darren. After recording a demo dubbed Invoking the Unclean, a year later the group recruited guitarist Robin Eagleston, who quit soon after recording a second demo.
This is something I wonder about Danny Filth, and I won't say just the amount of turnover is a bit concerning after one thing.
But yeah, I really enjoyed them live. They had, I'm sure it was incredible keyboard player and singer.
Yeah, she's not with him anymore, but
She's not?
there's another one who's very good as well.
Really,
they've always had,
to it.
yeah, they've always had a female keys player and vocalist. But yeah, I've listened to Nymphetamine, the song, which is a great song. I liked when I was reading this that it says they took a more commercial route. It's going to be hitting the top 10 anytime soon. Cover of smash hits.
Well, there's always this thing about him doing the track with Ed Sheeran, wasn't there?
It's been finished, apparently.
Yeah, I saw that the other day. He's a bit of a strange character, I would say. But I think when we saw them at Bloodstock, half the crowd were absolutely going for it. The other half were really enjoying it, but also taking the piss.
There's a lot of people taking the piss from there.
Because he's got quite a unique voice, should we say.
It's very, very squeaky live.
It is, yeah. But works somehow. It is brilliant. I mean, yeah, you have to go. I think you have to go and watch him. We'll be there, I think.
I think so. I think
as long as they don't.
It's the clash thing, of course. But if they're not clashing with, I'd say maybe even Green Day or Korn, I might even pick them over Sleep Token just because I've seen Sleep Token recently.
What?
Or at least
did they leak where they were going to be?
I think they were on 4th.
Oh, right.
So headlining.
Didn't say what day though.
No, there was nothing on days. It was just the actual stages on there. Like I say, that'll all be up in the air anyway. But I can't see him anywhere else. But maybe 4th headlining in the dark.
Yeah,
we watched.
Actually, in a tent, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah, we watched TPD's. Was it Damnation Festival video?
Oh yeah, they were on there, weren't they?
Yeah, and it looked great there as well.
Yeah, it did.
I quite fancy that festival actually.
Yeah, I do.
Not always my sort of thing, but I think a full weekend of it might be quite an eye opener. Yeah, so I put for fans of Dimmu Borgir and Satyricon. So another. Never really listened to Dimmu Borgir. Listen to a bit of Satyricon. They're all right. So we're on to the. What made me laugh about the next one is the amount of people that went, "Who's that there?" on the post there, because it's back to the old unreadable logos, and it is the mighty Lorna Shore.
So it's quite funny. So our mate Scott, I remember him talking about them all the time. I never listened to them at all. Never listened to one song. The first time I'd heard them was actually at Download a couple of years ago, and for some reason in my head, because me and Scott used to listen to like Paramore and Yumi at 6 and Blink and all. I thought they were a pop punk band.
Yeah,
and I don't know why. And then when I thought, I'm going to go and check Lorna Shore out because Scott likes her, and I thought, I'll go and have a look. And then I saw the backdrop and I thought, this is a bit fucking weird. Is this like, are they taking the piss a little bit? Or like, so with the, obviously the font and
Yeah,
what
like
the
a
logo
Don
looks
Broco or
like.
someone with
And then they kicked in. I went, Jesus Christ, that's not what I expected.
No, at
all.
times it sounds like someone starting a lawnmower, doesn't it?
It's really extreme.
Yeah.
Bit too much for me, I would say.
A little bit for me as well.
Definitely, yeah, the wrong audience for me. But I think had them on before whilst I was cooking a tuna pasta bake. And
That's exactly what they wanted when they wrote it.
they did, yeah. This is good cooking music. Really impressed, to be honest. There was a good couple of tracks that I listened to.
Well,
and it's not full on all the time, I would say. While I dig those out, do you want to?
No, I think it's. I've done a bit more listening today, and an obvious Pain Remains trilogy.
Yeah, that's exactly one that
is
I liked
absolutely. I mean, it's it's really intense, but the musicianship is phenomenal.
There's kind of like really melodic breakdowns in there with like dual guitars and stuff.
Some really nice intros as well.
And To the Hellfire I listened to as well.
Oh yeah,
but then it just kicks into this fucking chaos. And that's what I don't think comes across well live. I think no matter how good your sound guy is, Jesus Christ, it's hard to do that when you've got your double bass drum all triggered up and it just sounds like someone's playing drums on a table. But
Download 23 though.
Yeah.
I mean, I've put that on my thoughts. Clearly excellent at what they do.
Yeah, bloody hell.
Just a tad too heavy for me. And that says more about me than them.
But I think if they don't clash with anyone,
I've just remembered something that I wrote this afternoon, and it was funny. So it's probably gonna be less funny now. I've said it's funny, but I've put for fans of illegible logos.
Yeah.
But then this is what Google's AI result. This is how good AI is.
Yeah.
It's for fans of Billy Ray Cyrus. Yeah, according to Google's AI, for fans of Billy Ray Cyrus. So that,
Great.
don't break their achy breaky hearts.
Hearts.
So yeah, Shadow of Intent, Signs of the Swarm. But yeah, I think if you're in a very heavy, we haven't done the intro either, but I'll do it as an outro instead. But yeah, if you're into very heavy yet melodic guitar work, I think they will be the band for you. I wonder where they'll be because they always seem to get a massive crowd.
Yeah, they do. They've got a big following.
Yeah, I think they're definitely on the up. So, Lorna Shore biography by James Christopher Monger. A punishing deathcore unit based out of Warren County, New Jersey, Lorna Shore blends elements of tech, blackened thrash, and metalcore into a breakdown-laden oral assault. That is very accurate.
Yeah.
Evoking the hard-hitting sonic attack of contemporaries like Cattle Decapitation, Thy Art Is Murder, and Rings of Saturn, the band issued its debut album Psalms in 2015. Yeah, and I think that's quite an important point with personnel changes coming straight after, well, soon after, because they signed a deal in 2018, a major deal with Century Media. And then CJ McCreery from Signs of the Swarm singer signed on as the new lead singer. He was fired pretty swiftly in 2019 after sexual abuse allegations were raised, and vocalist Will Ramos, former Monument of a Memory vocalist, provided the group with a temporary solution, but then he came on full time, and I think they've become quite a different, more substantial, a bit more of a
I'd say so.
a big rise in popularity after he joined as a frontman. He's quite an iconic looking frontman, isn't he, with his quite distinctive hair and the old flesh tunnels and all that. He's like I say, I think if you're into that sort of thing, I don't think you could go wrong with watching them. I think they're going to be a bit of a hit of the weekend. They were in 2023.
Yeah, they were.
And I think they will be.
I watched a fair bit of them and then struggled to even walk away from it, to be honest, because it was just like, fucking hell, this is insane. And then I think I don't know that you got, were you there? I think we might have met you in RIP, and even then I was kind of watching it on the big screens and stuff. Right. But they were one to watch for sure, I would say, and I'll probably listen to them a hell of a lot more between now and download.
So finally, we've had some weird bands today. And I think there are none weirder than the next band, and that is Sixth.
Yeah.
They're absolute, just like putting your head in a blender, aren't they?
I never know what I'm going to get when I'm skipping through songs on
No.
Spotify. I don't know whether I'm going to get a monologue of crazy voices, because there's a lot of that in there. I don't know whether I'm going to get an epic ballad. I don't know. I'm going to get something that's incredibly catchy.
It's very strange.
It is strange.
So we're back in the gent branch of prog, aren't we? So do you want to take it away with this one?
Yeah, let me get the thing.
You should. I'm just realising some of these are all done by the same guy.
Yeah, this is again by James Munger. Cited as one of the more influential bands in the gent branch of progressive metal movement, versatile English rockers, Sixth formed in 1999 in Watford, Herefordshire, but didn't settle on the core lineup of dual vocalists Mike Goodman and Justin Paul Hill, Dan Weller, James Leach, and Dan Ford until 2001. Sixth issued a pair of well-received EPs, Let the Transmitting Begin and How May I Help You, before releasing their debut studio long player, The Trees Are Dead and Dried Out. Wait for Something Wild. In 2003, international support slots for Anthrax, Killswitch Engage followed, as did high-profile appearances at festivals like Download and Fuse Leeds. And in 2006, Sixth released their sophomore full... Is that right? Sophomore full-length outed Death of a Dead Day. Jeez, this guy, James Munger, just likes to put loads of...
Well, that's
repetitive letters and words in. Not good for me, mate. 2007, Goodman and Hill announced that they would be leaving the group to pursue other projects. And in 2008, the band ceased operations.
Yeah, we've got a few of our group are quite big fans of
they are. Oh, mate, I'm very big fans. And I've listened to a few. Well, I listened to one today called Peep Show. Absolutely amazing, but night and day towards some of the other tracks. I'd say that a bit more generic. There's some very strange, crazy stuff going on.
There's a little bit. Some of it makes me think of like a heavier System of a Down.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, there's a track called "When Will the Forest Speak." I don't think there's any. Yeah, have a listen to that. It's absolutely crazy. And I don't know whether there's some...
There's one Vivid where it's all about getting a lift.
Yeah.
And he finds the elevator. And it is proper...
Is there like a story behind it or something? I feel like it's a bit like Coed and Cambria.
Yeah.
There must be something.
Or like an actual thread.
Yeah, there must be something in there.
God knows.
Or, unless it's just crazy. But yeah, I really like Vivid and Peep Show. They were my two favourite.
Yeah.
Listening recently.
I thought for albums, listen to The Future in Whose Eyes.
Yeah.
And The Trees Are Dead and Dried Out, Wait for Something Wild.
Yeah.
Which is one hell of a
catchy
title. It's probably written by that biographer.
Yeah, probably was.
I've put for fans of Protest the Hero and the Dillinger Escape Plan.
Yeah. So I think a few of our mates will be going to see them. So again, I think I'll be following them.
Yeah,
sure.
I am very confident I'll be there as long as they don't clash. And that's...
Any stage rumour on the leak?
I've got a feeling it might be fourth stage again.
Right.
It means it might
Probably
clash.
a headliner again then.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to see, won't we?
Yeah.
Does the fourth stage run longer than the main stage?
No.
No.
It often finishes about 20 minutes before, I think.
Yeah, okay.
I wish it did. I really wish it did. I think that's a bit of a...
I remember that year we said, right, we're going to go and watch a band in the tent, and we watched Him, I think.
Yeah,
and they were clashing with Slipknot.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad we did, because we never really get to see any bands that late in the day in a tent, because we're always stood on the main stage or second stage.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. And it felt like their own show, I thought.
Yeah, you have a bit more of a dedicated fan base going because they're having to pass up. I mean, then it was... Bands. Yeah, I think then it was Blackstone, Cherry and Slipknot were both playing at the same time on first and second. So you've actually got a concentrated group of people watching them, and it made for a great atmosphere.
Yeah.
And then we still got to see the last hour of Slipknot anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
It's probably a cardinal sin for some Download fans missing Slipknot, but it was.
I always wanted to try. We've seen them a few times, haven't we?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so that is the roundup of logo bands. I think there are more to come.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll get a handful in the next announcement, whenever that shall be. It should be coming up in the next few weeks, I thought.
So we're on Monday the 27th, so someone said end of Jan, start of Feb.
Start of Feb. That's apparently what Andy Coppin said in an interview, so keep your eyes peeled for that one coming up, and for headbutting microphones, because I've just nutted my microphone.
Have we got any predictions?
I don't know. I don't know who that last sub's going to be.
No.
I don't know who. I don't know who's on the circuit. I really don't know.
No.
I'm trying to jog my memory now.
Yeah, I can't think. So there's a band that have just maybe onto a bit of music news. I didn't know whether Good Charlotte. Think that'd be that high up?
No way.
Sub?
No.
So last time we saw them, I suppose they were subbing on second stage, weren't they?
Yeah, they were subbing second stage and Sum 41 were. They're going to be above where Sum 41 are, are they?
No.
Last year. Sum 41 were third. They'd be higher than that. I'd think they'd be about fourth down.
You think?
Yeah. I can't see them being any higher than that. Definitely not.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyways, yeah, they released.
Architects, possibly.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good shout.
There was another one. Bad Omens, possibly. Someone like that.
Yeah.
Would be a bit of an easy one. I always like a surprise, so
yeah,
if it's someone we were like, holy shit, I didn't see that coming,
yeah,
then
exactly.
It'd be much more exciting. But
well, we'll find out again in a week or two, and it's crazy. The weeks are really flying in.
Oh yeah, once you get through this slog of January where Stormy Ewing's pretty much blown off me.
Yeah, your garden's nearly non-existent.
Yeah.
Surprised the shed's still standing, mate.
Oh no.
We wouldn't have anywhere to do this podcast. Oh, we would now have been your camper van.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
where it would be.
Podcast.
Instead
of poking him more rules, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, so we'll have a quick pause and we've got some unholy confessions to come.
This is the Lowdown Podcast.
So on to a bit of unholy confessions. If you've not listened before, this is where we look at some humorous anecdotes from ourselves and some from the wider community. So this one was sent to us by Gilkside93 on the Download Festival forums. We mentioned him the other week. He is known as his real name is Matt Gilks, and he is the drummer of the Fever Kings, who are definitely a band to watch out for.
Yeah.
And this one really tickled me. So, 2013 download. Campmates all wake up in a post-drunken slumber. One of our pals clearly tried attempting to make it to bed, but only made it halfway in his tent, legs still hanging out of the entrance bit. As you do, we just start throwing stuff at him, piling stuff on him and all that jazz. After about an hour of doing this, mate that we thought was hanging out the tent rocks up, eating a toastie or something. Or something with the whole, alright lads. Obviously we're a bit startled because we're all here and we've been piling stuff and throwing stuff at this friend for the best part of an hour. We have no idea what to do, so we all just sit there drinking, laughing and continue. Person wakes up, dazed and confused, startled a bit. What is happening here? And just pegs it. Never saw him again, but we all had a good laugh at that one.
Absolutely class. That's great.
Imagine that, the guy just rocking up and you're like,
man.
hang on.
I had a similar experience. We were on a lad's holiday and my mate Toby was bent over the bar and his boxers were like right up his back, so I thought I'm going to give him the world's biggest wedgie here. So I grabbed hold of his boxers, pulled them up to his shoulders as hard as I could, turned around, it wasn't Toby, just this random guy. And I went, oh shit, I'm so sorry. And he must have seen the fear in my face. And he was like, oh, it's all right, mate, don't worry. But I could have easily got decked there. Yeah. Mistaken identity, bloody hell.
Christ.
That's great. Imagine that guy waking up. Fantastic.
We said that the other week, didn't we? Wonder how many people didn't make it back to their own tents.
Yeah.
Thankfully, something that's never happened to us. We've had random people sat in our chairs.
Yeah, we have.
Just like, and then they go, oh.
Yeah.
When you rock up, but yeah.
It's harder than finding it when you're sober. That's the issue.
Yeah. You just go on to some sort of like homing pigeon
you
sort
do.
of mode, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wake up thinking, "How the hell am I here?" So we'll round up with a little bit of news from the week of rock and metal. So I think the Darkness, who I think it was yesterday, released a new single, "Rock and Roll Party Cowboy," from their up and coming album "Dreams on Toast." And I am a fan of the Darkness. Just to put this out there first, I like a lot of their albums. I like some of their albums more than Permission to Land, to be honest. But this is not very good. Is
We've
it?
just had a quick listen, haven't we?
Yeah,
I think he's such a talented songwriter, talented musician.
yeah.
Like,
It's very
sounds
strange.
a bit like a AI generated.
Joke song.
It's a bit funny. I don't know if it's the same one, but I'd seen a video the other day, and he's got like a lot of prosthetics on his face and
Might
stuff.
be.
It might be the same one.
Yeah,
This is meant to be a bit. I mean, it's all very tongue in cheek, isn't it? With the Darkness and a bit
yeah,
parody almost, but yeah, not.
yeah. It wasn't. I'll give it another go, but yeah, it
No
wasn't.
doubt be banging my head to it and with a beer in my hand at download, but I won't have it on my liked songs. I don't think on Spotify. Yeah.
I always do that. Kate, I was moaning about bloody Nicki Minaj being shit and Starships being awful, and Kate said she came into Manhattan's nightclub in Barrow and said I was stood in the middle of the dance floor, a bottle of beer in each hand, absolutely
Going in.
screaming along
Yeah,
to Starships by
exactly.
Nicki Minaj. Some more new releases coming up. We've got Cradle of Filth, who we talked about a little bit ago. They are releasing their new album, The Screaming of the Valkyries, in March. Did you say it was about the 21st?
Yeah, it's like that, yeah.
So that'll be one to look out for if you are going to see him.
Yep.
Johnny's bored. He's gone to TikTok.
I've gone on TikTok. Gone on TikTok.
So yeah, we'll wrap up with a bit of sad news, and one that was kind of close to me and Johnny because of the impact this particular album had on us, and it's the passing of John Sykes, famous for being a member of many bands, but probably namely Whitesnake and Thin Lizzy.
Yeah.
The album 1987 by Whitesnake has been such an influence on our musical taste.
It really has. Yeah.
And it will always be one of our top favourite, go-to songs to put us in a good mood. So, yeah, sad news about that. I think he had a short but very aggressive battle with cancer. So,
Okay.
So rest in peace to John Sykes. Yeah, turn up in the still of the night.
Man,
in
that
his honour.
fucking album is incredible.
It is. The guitar work in that
Yeah.
song alone.
One of my all-time favourites, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed another run through. I think it's the download lineup giving us some education on metal and
It
rock,
is.
to be honest, and it's really enjoying having a good reason to dive deep into some bands that I'd probably just skimmed over.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, really enjoying it, and I hope you have enjoyed us talking a lot of shite about it. So
Yeah. Like I say, we're not fucking very well educated in it, are we?
No.
We just kind of have a good listen. You either like it or you don't, or I think it's one of them.
yeah, thanks again for
Yeah,
tuning in,
thanks for listening.
and we will hopefully see you next week. We might have to record remotely next week because we've got stuff going on.
Yep.
We'll have to try and do a Zoom call together.
We'll figure it out.
We'll work it
Figure
out. We'll be
something
back
with it.
next week, one way or another. We'll have to work out what we're doing. What are we going to do next week? We need to sort out a Green Day special
We do?
because we're hoping to talk to a couple of people about that, but we were hoping to maybe talk to a Green Day tribute band. aren't we?
Yeah, it's might be different.
So that'd be really cool. I want to do a bit of a history of Download, a few specials around that, and we might do some. We need to go back and do some sort of recaps on some downloads we've done. Maybe go backwards through the years.
This is all for us to record our memories as much as it is to
Yeah,
inform people as well. So for it to be our digital scrapbook almost, we need to.
that's it.
And so yeah, maybe get a few of the guys in. We'll have a few beers and have a chat about some of the older downloads that we've been to over the years. Reminisce.
Yeah, definitely.
That'll be good. But plenty to go over for sure. Like I say, we'll do a few Monsters of Rock episodes as well. Some people have reached out, haven't they? Give us
Yeah,
input of then. So there's lots to go at, and hopefully by then as well we'll have some more bands to talk through.
That's it. We have to pivot quickly when the
We do, when
announcements come, don't we?
But,
it's exciting times. I'm starting to feel that pre-announcement buzz.
yeah, me too.
Just, spidey senses are tingling, I think. Yeah, excellent stuff. Thanks very much, everybody.
Yeah,
We'll catch you next week.
This is the Lowdown Podcast.